Hey guys, my name is Chanel van Heerden and this is my literacy journey. My literacy journey is netball and baking. Why I used these literacy journeys. Netball is my passion. I used to do netball at school to participate in school games and just because I wanted to show my passion for it. Netball taught me a lot of things. It taught me to work together as a team and to be positive, and it also taught me not to underestimate myself and to never give up. Netball as a literacy also taught me about self-discipline and taught me to be patient. Some of that I still use in everyday life. Baking taught me that no matter how bad you can cook, your mom will always eat it. And it also taught me that with baking you can become very creative. Baking as a literacy taught me that it is a great way to show other people how good you are or how to express yourself. Baking is my second nature. I really love to bake. Through baking, I could show people how much of a passion it was and still is for me. For me, baking was my escape place to go. If something went wrong, I would just start baking until I felt better. Baking was also a way to relax if I had stress or if I had a bad day. The challenges I had to face and overcome. In netball, there was a big challenge I had to overcome in my life. In grade 7, I tore my ligament because another girl tripped me on purpose. She was banned from playing for the rest of the season. I was rushed to the hospital because I hit my head against the floor when I fell and passed out. After having a concussion and being in the hospital for 2 weeks, the doctor told me that I would never play netball again in my life because of how bad my ligament was torn. Overcoming this challenge was very hard for me. At first I was very negative and unmotivated. I did not want to do anything, just stay in bed the whole time. My best friend came and told me that this is not how I can live my life forever. She started helping me to walk again and went with me to the physical therapy classes. After 12 months of hard work, perseverance, determination, and also support from all my family and friends, the doctor told me he did not know how I did it, but I can play netball again after 3 months. It was the best day of my life. In baking, I loved to make things since I was 5 years old. No matter how bad it was, my mom would always eat it to make me feel better. When I was 7, she got sick and I could not understand why she couldn't bake with me anymore. So a year after that, I just stopped baking and lost interest because of my mom not being able to bake with me and help me. I really went through a hard time. This was a very hard challenge for me to overcome. At the age of 11, I understood why my mom couldn't bake with me. Because of that, it helped me motivate myself to start doing what I love again, even if my mom could not always help anymore. Since that day, I never stopped baking and I just loved it more every time. I think of my mom and what she went through, and it just makes me smile every time I
Welcome
bake.
to my literacy
Thank you
journey.
guys for listening,
The
and this
literacies
is
that we
my
will be
literacy
looking at
journey.
today consist of language literacy and music literacy, or more specifically, English language and piano. In my life journey, English played a very important role. My grandmother, who is originally from France, did not speak or understand Afrikaans, and so I learned to speak English to be able to communicate with her. She played a big role in motivating me to learn English, and this has helped me in my life journey, since speaking English and being taught in English at the University of Pretoria wasn't anything new to me. I only developed my music literacy late in my life. My passion and love of music motivated me to play the piano, and my music teacher played a big role in teaching me how to do it. Learning a new language always comes with its challenges. Learning the rules of English and speaking it fluently without an accent was a big challenge for me. I overcame this challenge by speaking English whenever I could and reading a lot to extend my vocabulary and knowledge of the English language. Learning to play the piano was difficult. A big challenge was training the muscles in your hand and learning your hands to play while having to look elsewhere to be able to see your sheet music. You couldn't look down at your hands a lot, which I found extremely difficult. I overcame this challenge by practicing continuously and never giving up.
afternoon, ma'am. My name is Phoebe Now, and this is my literacy journey. I chose visual literacy, my photograph skills, and cultural literacy, dancing. I enjoyed taking photos from very small, being with my dad when he explored in the wild. Taking photos is relaxing me so much and just giving me an escape of everyday life. Dance I did from the day I was almost born and I danced for over 10 years. It was really my passion, my main sport at the time, and it really taught me a lot of self-confidence and how to enjoy life on another way. So I used dance in school to participate in competitions. Dance taught me self-confidence, to believe in myself that I can do what I think I can't. And dance as a literacy taught me a lot of self-discipline, and this discipline I still use today in studying, in doing sport. Photography taught me that everyone can be creative. I learned that through photography as a literacy, that is an amazing way you can express yourself in different ways. I use photography to relax and as an escape. Obviously, literacies you don't just get, you have to go through challenges because it's something you learn. So in dance, there was a lot of challenges I had to face. Challenges like not being fit enough, not being flexible enough because I did other sports, and not knowing all the different moves. I was very, very shy to dance in front of people, and to overcome this challenge, I started exercising harder. I worked on my flexibility on my own time at home, and I learned terminology to know the different moves. With photography, I faced challenges like not knowing how to use the camera, knowing how the settings work, not knowing what lighting is going to work better than the other. And to overcome this, I took different types of photos, took courses online, asked my dad to help me. I watched YouTube videos to help me understand how I must work with the lighting and the way I should angles,
Welcome
do angles
to
and
my
all those
literacies
stuff.
in a nutshell. Story writing has always been a part of my life since I was 11 years old. My aunt had given me a novel in the hopes that I would enjoy it, as at the time I despised the very idea of reading a novel. To her delight, I enjoyed the book and went back to her some days later, asking for the next one. After a while, I started to write my own stories that feature a variety of different adventurous characters. I love the fact that I could create my own weird and wonderful people, cities, and places. But one of the challenges in writing stories is not to overwrite a character or place. A writer needs to remember that the reader also has an imagination through which they view the story. I found that in the beginning, I always described too much of what was happening, and it took away from the essence of the story. I overcame this by getting my also writer aunt to read my work and guide me through what to do and what not to do. Athletics has always been something close to my heart. I enjoyed it so much that I tried to take part in as many aspects of the sport as I could. I did high jump, long jump, shot put, javelin, 100-meter sprints, relay races, and long distance running. All of this was exhausting, but I just couldn't get enough. The thrill of the race, of the competition, the atmosphere, it was all very exciting and something I would love to do again now that I'm in university. My coach played a very large role in motivating and inspiring me. He would often stay after school for extra practice with me and a handful of other students, as well as attending all our athletics meetings, outings, and competitions. He even gave my parents the idea of getting my very own javelin so that I could practice at home during the holidays. None of these experiences came without challenges, though. I had to build my fitness up quite a bit so that I could qualify for the athletics team. My coach made me do extra fitness training in the afternoons, which was about as fun as it sounds. Also, finances did not allow me to travel to faraway competitions, and so when the team had to leave for Durban, I could not go with. It made me sad, but in the end, I understood the situation.